Hey YouTube, how's it going?
So I've never made a video like this before. I just felt the need to make it to clear the air about some things, like confusion with my channel, and to introduce myself to anyone who may come to visit my YouTube channel in the future. And for those of you who have been following me despite my leave of absence, I appreciate you, really, I do. So the first question people might be asking is, where on earth have you been, lady? You make these crazy videos and some music, then you disappear off the face of the planet to who knows where, and then you come back out of nowhere with this new song. This is unacceptable. Well, for one, I've been working on my mental health. And for two, I was at a monastery for 2 years. Monastery? So you're like Maria from The Sound of Music? Well, sort of. I didn't fall in love with a soldier. I wasn't set off to watch a bunch of kids. But do I like to randomly burst out into song? Absolutely. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with you. I have no idea where I was going with that. I was just singing in the moment. Do I even like that movie? I mean, yeah, I do, but singing the song How Do You Solve a Problem Like Maria on her wedding day, I think is really rude. Like, she left the community and found her true vocation. This is her special day, leave her alone. Just kidding. So anyway, back on topic. I was away for 2 years discerning a vocation to religious life. I won't get into details about my time there, but to make a long story short, I discerned that I didn't have a vocation there, and now I'm here making this video for you. I guess this is the perfect time to share a little history about my YouTube channel since I brought up the monastery thing. Well, to start off, my sister was the one who originally set up my YouTube account. I actually had 2 different YouTube accounts. The original one was called Ashley Productions 11. The time that I had that channel though, YouTube was going through a lot of changes in its format and I was getting confused on how to navigate through it, so I just ended up deleting it and started using my other YouTube channel, which is this one. So on this YouTube channel, it was mainly for like videos that I made that I thought might make people smile or laugh, or I made them because I was bored, or because I just felt like dancing, or I wanted to celebrate New Year's. The original YouTube channel I had was made so that I could share my piano videos with my family. But then when I deleted it, I only had this YouTube channel, so I decided to re-upload my original videos from the one I had deleted onto this one. So that's why you might notice that sometimes it's just kind of random videos. Sometimes there'll be dance videos, sometimes it'll be me playing music, sometimes it'll just be this random thing. Well then, things got complicated. I realized that my piano playing really needed a lot of work, and honestly it probably still does. So I rewrote some of the songs that I had originally made, and I deleted the first video and then I uploaded the video that I rewrote. And some of those original songs that I want to rewrite are still in progress and I've been stuck with them. So what happens when I write music is I'll get this tune that's stuck in my head, and that's it. Nothing else comes. So I have to play the tune that gets stuck in my head out on the piano, and then essentially I have to work at filling in the blanks. An entire song doesn't usually get stuck in my head. I usually have to take what's in my head and then finish it the rest of the way. This is also why sometimes you may notice that I'll upload a video and then a few weeks later it'll get deleted. It's because I'm not satisfied with the way that it came out and I feel like I need to rewrite it again. I think of songwriting as very similar to writing a story. You have a lot of rough drafts until you get the finished product. And also part of the reason why some of my music hasn't been uploaded is because I'm essentially in writer's block, only it's music block. Although upon occasions, very rarely, an entire song will get stuck in my head. And that's exactly what happened with the last song that I have on this channel right now, Nothing is Impossible with My God. I feel the need to share this story with you because I really feel like it was a true God thing. So what got me originally interested in music? Well, seeing as I just shared with you that I was at a monastery for 2 years, I feel comfortable sharing with you about this. I got interested in making music because of church. When I was a kid, I used to go to a Catholic church and a Catholic school. Well, at church, I loved the Psalms. I loved it when the Psalms were sung to us and then we got to sing the psalm back. And I always wanted to be one of those people that sung the Psalms to the people in the pews, but it always seems that whenever a chance is given for me to sing for something, someone else always gets picked because they're a better singer, which, is fine. I know I'm not the best singer. And I also understand that when it comes to that kind of thing, people are always looking for the best. People who can actually read music and things. I'll get to that. So anyway, my other inspiration for music writing was in 2nd grade. I had this teacher who could play the piano really well, and I always wanted to be able to play like her. So when I got an electric keyboard one day, I started trying to play church songs on it. And from that point on, I was always trying to make music, even if it didn't always really sound that good. And my family was always really encouraging about that, about my making music, except when I was a kid and I'd be in the car and I would start humming. I would literally just make a song out of any sounds that came out of my mouth, and it would drive my family crazy. They would tell me to stop and I would just hum louder. Families, aren't they great? So anyway, I continued to practice making music on the keyboard for years and years. Well, as I explained earlier, my sister made my YouTube channel so I could share my music with my family. But then I felt that God was calling me to go to religious life. So I disappeared from YouTube for 2 years. And then when I discerned that I didn't have a vocation to religious life, I felt very lost. It's hard because I left and I truly felt like God was calling me to go there. And to be honest, I'm still 100% confident that He was calling me to go there. But I don't think I was called to be there permanently. I think I was called to go there because I was going through some things at the time, and I think they only could have been resolved by going to the monastery. So anyway, when I left there, I kept praying to God, what should I do now? I didn't feel very confident in myself. I didn't know what to do in life, and to be fair, I'm still searching. At the time, anytime I ever looked at anything I wanted to do, I lost hope. I was very depressed because I had left the community, and I felt like my dreams had been shattered. I wanted to give up. And I told God in regards to my music that I should just give up on it because with my YouTube channel, all it was dance videos now, and I hadn't been able to come up with a new song in years. I was in this roadblock and I didn't see it going anywhere, and I just wanted to give up on it. Well, one morning I woke up and the song was just there from start to finish, and that never happens. All I had to do was write the lyrics for it, and that took me the whole morning. The song came completely out of nowhere, and I am convinced that this was God telling me not to give up on my music writing. I mean, I'm not a spiritual guru or a spiritual director or anything, but it seems like a reasonable guess, to me anyway. So that's why I'm trying hard to make music again and why I'm updating this YouTube channel for you. So then some other questions that may be asked are, will my music be more God-inspired? Well, yes, I hope so anyway. I always wanted to try and write church songs like the kind that you listen to at Mass, but it seems that the songs that get stuck in my head don't usually go in that direction, or is that kind of a thing? I would still like to make music that's about God, but I can't promise anything with this channel. As you may or may not have realized, my videos have been kind of everywhere. A dance video here, a random video I made when I was bored there. But in a way that does kind of express how my head works. It's chaos in there. Another question some people might ask, why don't we ever see you playing the piano in videos anymore? The number one reason is noise. I don't have a soundproof room. I also have poor quality video cameras, which means that the sound is poor quality. I pretty much have to hook my keyboard up to my computer and then install any free software I can find online. And also, hopefully not in the process, download viruses onto my computer. Guilty. Which then has the follow-up question of, shouldn't I be saving up for nice equipment? Well, yes, but I'm saving up for other necessary things. You know, like a place of my own, a car, a license. Like I said, I just moved out of a monastery, so I'm just trying to get my life back on track right now. And since I consider this a hobby, I don't consider this on my top priority list. It is on the top of my list, but just not in the top 5. Wait, you're 25 and you don't have a car or a license yet? Hey, nobody's asking you. Cars are expensive. Insurance is expensive. Gas is expensive. Fixing the car when it breaks is expensive. Getting your car towed when it randomly decides to break down in the middle of the street on your way to church is expensive. Life is expensive. Why didn't people tell us about this when we were kids? Don't ever grow up. It's a trap! Another question. When will you learn how to read music? As some of you may already know, I can't read notes, I can't read music, and I make all of my music pretty much by ear. Well, I am in the process of learning how to read music right now. Process has been very slow. I have a job and other things to think about at the moment, but I have had some time, not a whole lot, to learn a little bit more about it. It's going to take some time, but eventually, keyword, eventually, I hope to be able to read notes someday. Another question that seems reasonable to ask, why is my YouTube channel called The 11th Wonder? Well, that's kind of an inside joke. When I was in 5th grade, I was 11 years old. I seemed to have this idea that the number 11 was following me around everywhere, which to a degree seemed understandable considering the circumstances. I was 11 years old, my height was 4'11". My birthday is on the 11th. I won't say what month. Even my book number at school was number 11. When I was trying to think of a name when I was creating my YouTube channel, I wanted to think of something nobody had thought of before. And because it was always a wonder to me about the number 11, I went with The 11th Wonder and it stuck. It's been that way ever since. So now that I've shared some of my history about my music and my faith, I feel that I should clarify some things. I may have been at a monastery for 2 years, and I may say that I'm Catholic, but that doesn't mean that I know everything. I'll let you in on a little secret. I can hardly read the catechism. It has all these big words in it that I don't understand. Escata, what? I hope it never comes to the point where I believe that I know everything about my faith. I think faith is something that grows with time. Like, I'm not trying to say that what the Catholic Church teaches would change because, I'm not the Pope. But what I mean is like my own personal faith. I feel that if my own personal faith isn't growing, that there's something wrong, if that makes any sense. Now here it comes. I can already hear it. I talk about Catholicism and being a nun, and sure enough, here come all the Catholic nun jokes. You know, I used to be more serious about jokes that were made about my faith, but over the time that I was at the monastery, I think that's changed quite a bit. But I think it also kind of depends on the joke that's being made. But anyway, I joke about Catholics all the time, just like I do about HOA. You can't keep your garbage can in front of the house. Why? It looks tacky. It's too tacky. Tacky. It's too tacky. Now for the record, I'm very familiar with HOA due to circumstances in my life right now. And I've come to find that they are a very friendly community. Please don't hate me. So I guess that's all I wanted to share in this video for now, but I didn't want to leave with just some boring talking. So I'm going to share with you a short song that I came up with one day when I was having a hard time and I was trying to cheer myself up. May God hold you in the hollow of his hand, 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 forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. Amen. Amen. Forever and ever. Amen. See you around, guys.